Ingrid Bergman, the luminous star of Hollywood's golden age, was celebrated not only for her timeless beauty and 3 Academy Award-winning performances, but also for the personal scandals and private passions that made her life as dramatic as any film she starred in. Known worldwide for her unforgettable role opposite Humphrey Bogart in Casablanca, Ingrid embodied grace and elegance on screen. Yet her off-screen life was far more complex, filled with secrets, heartbreaks, and bold choices that defied the expectations of her time. When her memoir was published, it shocked fans with its raw honesty, especially a now famous passage where she wrote, "He was huge," a statement that sparked endless speculation and left readers stunned at how openly she revealed the most intimate details of her life. For decades, Ingrid's public image had been carefully crafted by the Hollywood system. She was portrayed as a saintly figure, the perfect leading lady who exuded both innocence and strength. But in her memoir, she stripped away that polished image, allowing the world to see the real woman beneath the glamour. The phrase, "he was huge," wasn't just a physical description. It carried emotional weight, a way of expressing the overwhelming influence that a man had on her during some of the most turbulent years of her life. Readers immediately connected the dots, wondering whether she was referring to her controversial relationship with Italian filmmaker Roberto Rossellini, whose presence in her life changed everything. Rossellini, after all, was the man for whom she risked it all: her reputation, her marriage, and even her career in Hollywood. Their passionate affair led to marriage, but it also caused a firestorm of public outrage in the late 1940s when Ingrid left her husband and young daughter to be with him. At the time, the scandal was so severe that she was branded immoral and effectively exiled from Hollywood. In her memoir, Ingrid didn't hide from this chapter of her life. Instead, she addressed it with disarming frankness, admitting her flaws, her deep desires, and her willingness to sacrifice everything for love. That boldness made her memoir unlike anything the public had expected. The shocking detail of "he was huge" became symbolic of Ingrid's larger-than-life experiences, not just in her romances, but also in her struggles against the rigid moral codes of her time. Women in Hollywood were rarely allowed to speak so openly, and her willingness to bare her soul resonated with readers decades later. To many, it was refreshing to see a screen goddess admit that she was human, fallible, passionate, and vulnerable. Of course, the revelation stirred controversy. Some critics accused her of tarnishing her legacy by exposing too much, while others admired her honesty and courage. Fans debated endlessly about the identity of the man she described and the true nature of their relationship. But beyond the gossip, what stood out most was Ingrid's determination to control her own narrative. After a lifetime of being defined by studios, critics, and scandal, she finally spoke for herself, in her own words. In the years since, Ingrid Bergman's memoir has been studied not only as a piece of celebrity history, but also as an important document about a woman's struggle to live authentically in an era that punished female independence. Her willingness to reveal intimate details, even shocking ones, showed a fearless side of her that many never expected. It also added another layer of fascination to her already complex legacy. Ingrid Bergman was not just a Hollywood icon, but a woman unafraid to reveal her truth, no matter how the world reacted. At its core, the line, "he was huge," represents much more than gossip. It symbolizes Ingrid's larger-than-life passions, the size of her risks, and the magnitude of her willingness to follow her heart. At 78, when her memoir reached the public, it confirmed what fans always suspected but had never fully known. Behind the elegance and glamour was a woman of astonishing honesty, whose life was just as dramatic, bold, and unforgettable as the roles she played on screen.